So we're setting up batter boards. We got our pad roughed in.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're basically outlining the building. So temporary batter boards, string lines. Right now it's basically somewhat marked out roughly, squared, so we kind of have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then after we get our batter boards and string lines up, we'll go ahead and fine tune that to 1/8 of an inch.
So why do you put batter boards and string lines up?
You use them as control lines. Control lines are basically the outside edge of the building.
Okay.
As long as you have those, then you know you're good to go. So that's basically what we're doing now. So we got our boards cut.
Nice. So these are the, what are those? Just stakes. And then those are the batter boards?
Those are boards we're cutting. Feel solid? No. Okay. Put your board up there, line it up. Now, driving through rocks like this kind of sucks.
Oh, jeez. So you're doing the same thing on this side?
You got stuff in our way, we can't see our line, right?
So the spray painted lines, hon, that is where your batter boards are supposed to be?
I'm just anal about it. I like it to be back 4 feet because we're going to drill a big hole right here for the post.
Oh, gotcha.
So as long as you got them out of the way, you don't have to redo them over and over.
Okay, gotcha.
So I put them back far enough. It's just a 4-foot offset off the building line. That way we can take the strings, drill the hole, and we put the strings back up when we go to set the posts, and then you know exactly where your posts are going to go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so basically once we get the batter boards up and we set up our string lines all the way around, and then we can square the string line to the exact number that we're looking for. So it's the actual outside edge of the post, outside of the building.
The string lines are going to be the actual lines of the building, basically.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Cool.
It varies, obviously. The finish is on the outside of the building, but the actual, you could almost call this like wall line, technically.
Yeah.
It would be your framing wall lines, and then you have finish, but it's just a barn. This is to know, this is just set your posts to what you need to be.
Neighbors gathering for our first pretty exciting stuff happening here. How's it going?
Good.
It looks good.
want to do is keep these ones low and keep those higher so that the string lines aren't getting in our way.
One corner down.
Because you got to pull these strings pretty tight, right?
I love the rooster in the background. Keep the outsides lower.
Yeah, the long run's lower, and then the outside ones, or the end walls, I keep them a little bit higher so that the strings aren't technically riding on each other.
Oh, gotcha.
You want to get them as close as you can. It all depends on experience, I guess, and luck. This technique is, I don't know if it's used anywhere in the world. Kidding.
Well, it works for you.
Everybody's got all these new fanfangled electronics that do all this for you. Anymore. But
Well, this seems pretty simple.
it's cheap and easy. A few 2x4s, some wood stakes, and you're good to go. Simple, easier, accurate.
That's what's important. Don't need to get a bunch of fancy tools in order to make this work.
One guy on one string, one guy on the other, and we're just going to get it as close as we can to start with, right? The closer we get it, the less I have to move it to square it.
Right, right. Down there.
Slowly, please. So this one wraps around.
So you're running a string
Just
line.
need to go over the top and try to get it over the paint line, Jacob. Yeah, this is, the closer you get this, the better off you're going to be for adjustment. Okay, now you got to hang on to it. Wrap your finger around that string line because you got to pull it tight. And come here. I want you to pull this. And look, you just need to look down and try to get it across that line, babe. I need you to hold this string tight like this.
Yeah.
And then if I tell you to move it left or right, let's go. Move it towards me a little bit, honey.
Like that?
Yep. Stay there. Don't move.
I'm not moving.
Now we get this string line up and we can measure because I know that everything is exactly 4 feet. I can measure from that point to my next batter board and not be guessing. So now I can go my 44 feet this way. The only thing we don't know is how square we are yet. But once we get the string lines up, then we can check mess up the string line, okay?
You and I are both learning stuff.
You know, do it tight, 'cause I gotta pull it tight because of the wind. When you're good. Up good. You're not leaning on that string line or anything. Good? Okay, bring that screw gun. You guys are going to have to hold on to it again, okay?
The same as we did this on this side? Okay.
Should be able to go underneath without touching the line, right? Okay.
What?
I need you to hold
Oh.
it, just like we did the first time.
Okay.
Line it up over the line. Paint line as best you can. Pull some slack, honey, get it tighter. Up there. Move it over a little bit until it just barely touches the level right there. Keep moving it. There you go. Okay. Now, you can measure these. Okay. Right? So now we're going to measure 60 feet. Still don't know if we're square yet, but we got to get the string lines up in order to square it, right?
Yeah.
And the closer you get it on your paint lines, the closer you're going to be on square. Tight, okay? Make sure the end is on the string line. Tell me when you're good. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, so pulling 50, 60 feet with the metal tape is about max. I mean, you can pull longer, but you got to pull it pretty tight because just that slack in it, you could lose a quarter of an inch, right?
Oh, right.
Let's go over there. Yeah, that's why a lot of times when you're running string line, you know, you're running up to 100 feet, you can get a lot of movement from wind, sag, and all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends on the conditions, obviously. But good? Yeah. Okay. Bring that screw gun, bud. So now we've got 44, we've got our 60s, and now all we have to do is measure. Once we get it up here, we'll do our 44 again. got 60 feet. The last thing to do is once we get our string lines up, we're going to go ahead and square it.
Okay.
And then I'll make subtle adjustments. Either you can move your building this way or you can move it this way. All depends on where you want it located. If you want the building twisted more, it doesn't really matter. We're talking an inch or two and 60 feet. Hold it tight. Half inch in it. Yeah, done.
Is that a certain kind of knot?
Yeah, you give it a bunch of twists and that way you can pull the slack out. There's varying ways of doing it, but that's one of them. Reel my tape up so it doesn't get stepped on. Ooh, are we gonna make it? Oh, it's gonna suck if we're gonna be 10 feet short. There we are. Yeah, that sucks.
Oh
20
man.
feet short. Oh, it's a good thing I got more string on.
So when you run out of string, here's the solution. Just have some awesome knot that you put in there.
Whatever works.
Whatever makes it super tight so it's not gonna come undone.
Yep. Okay. Good. This is what I'm talking about right here. Trying to keep the strings as close as you can, because if they're too far apart, makes it a little bit harder to...
Are they too far apart right now?
Yeah, they're fine. I like them a little bit closer, but that way you know the corners are perfect, right?
The post is going to be right there.
Now we have to square this.
How do you square it?
It would be diagonally.
Ah,
So we know that 44 by 60 is 74 foot 4 7/8. That's the number we're looking for. The run, 60 feet. The rise, 44. Diagonal number is 74 feet 4 7/8. We're going to walk around and make sure our strings aren't touching each other, right?
right.
Get an off measurement. Looks like we're doing pretty good. This one's really close. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Let me see.
For eyeballing? Yeah, that's awesome. It's a
That's
quarter of an inch.
Crazy. Look at that. They just can't be touching each other.
Wow. Holy cow, I don't know if that's good
Quite
luck
a
or what.
difference.
Quite a difference? That's another quarter of an inch.
Is it?
Okay, so what we're going to do is burn a foot. We call it burning a foot. So you can hang onto the tape accurately, which means instead of measuring from here, you're going to measure from the 1 foot mark so you can hang on to it, because you're going to have to go like this, because I got to pull super hard. Put your elbows down here like this, put 2 hands on it, put that mark right where the intersecting points are, okay? And I mean, I'm going to be pulling, and you got to tell me when we're good, okay? So I'm going to be 75 foot 4 7/8, right?
Diagonally measuring it.
Good. We are exactly square. Maybe luckier.